Hi everybody, this is how you create a panorama of the moon using Affinity Photo. So first of all, we're in Affinity here. You go to File, New Panorama, and then you add your photos to this. So I'm just going to navigate through and add my photos. Now these pictures have already been through AutoStack and Registacks to correct the color on them, so we're literally just gluing them together as a mosaic. So once you've loaded your 3 files, which we've got there, you click Stitch Panorama, and it then gives you a panorama preview here, and we can see there it's stitched them together, so we just click OK, and we can now see that Affinity is rendering this image. And there we go, we've got a much higher resolution picture stitched together from the 3 photos. But we do have these edge pieces here, which are areas of the photo. So we've got one photo here, another photo in the middle, and another one at the bottom. And all I'm going to do is paint out these bits that we have up here. We're going to apply these changes. So firstly, we go to the color picker tool, and then we sample the color which is as near to this area as possible. Then we need to go to the paintbrush and select the color picker tool as its color. And we can now see that when we paint in here, we've got that color which we sampled. If we need to change the size of the paintbrush, we can use the square brackets to make it larger or smaller. So I'm just going to paint in this area. There we go, so that's looking good. And we now need to do this area up here. So I'm going to get the color picker tool again and select a color very close to it. And then go back to our paintbrush, select the color picker tool, and then paint in this area as well. That's great, really good. Now what you can do is also use the paint mixer brush. When you select this, what it does is it mixes the colors together. So if you've got an edge there which isn't quite right, you can just mix the paint in a little bit. So we clean the brush first of all, and then what we need to do is just smudge it across. And it just smudges the edges in a little bit. I'm going to do the same around here as well. I'm just going to clean the brush again, and then you just smudge the edges. Okay, that's looking really good. Now you can see that we have a white line going around some of the edges, so I'm going to use the crop tool to just drag in these edges and then move the framing slightly so that we crop out the white edges, and then you just click enter, and that's our final moon image. And what we can do is then go file and export, and then we just save it to the file format. So for this exercise I will just save it as a JPEG. And that's our final image saved off.